All right, folks, Joe has been disconnected from the server, so he is not connected at the moment, and we have been going live. So we are waiting for Joe to get his devices checked up and going. Basically, right now, we're talking about conspiracy theories and our incompetence. And I kind of got this idea. I was in a Discord chat, and there was a gentleman who said that on average, most conspiracy theories are due to people's incompetence. Joe is back, so I can quit talking.
Whoa, sorry about that.
Yes, it is. I think, do I have better internet service than you living in a bigger city, Joe?
I don't know. But we are live though. I do know that.
Yes, we are live. So
it happens sometimes, but right there I just got the electro boot, but I'm back and we are transparency and merit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you already said that, but I'm saying it again.
And I want to say this, Joe, that it's unfortunate that the day that the year, the age of the information age is really becoming the age of censorship, and even other countries around the world seem to be appalled by the level of corporate censorship that's going. So this seems to be an economic warfare on speech. I mean, both an economic and digital warfare on speech and on humanity. And like I said, I don't know if other countries are seeing these large corporations and the power that they have to set policy, and if they think it's kind of dangerous themselves. I don't know if our courts are going to do it, because this really seems to be against freedom, the freedom to express yourself, and the freedom to express yourself without fear of violence and fear of vicious retribution. It's just a thought there, Joe. I see you have a video. Should we play it? I'll put myself on mute, and then I'll make a comment on that. But this is conspiracy theory. We're going to go into some details and maybe a little, yeah. All right.
You didn't get to pick that peculiar partner you were spending your precious period with. So that meant I was stuck with some crazy characters. And one of those characters was really, really into that new age snorting healing crystals kind of stuff. And he would specifically talk to me about it because I was the only other person there, and all we could do for fun was watching bread rise. Since I was contractually obligated to stay, I would just listen to him ramble about how he thought the universe worked. He told me about chakras and how easy it was to open your third eye through LSD. He told me about scrying using black mirrors and that it's a common misconception that you can get stuck in the mirror, but that's just a myth. That doesn't actually happen, which is a good thing because getting stuck in a mirror is something I'm constantly worried about as an adult. Oh, and he told me that every illness is in your head and that hospitals can already cure anything, but they're not going to because if they cure you, they're going to lose a customer. So he's just going to stick to his essential oils and non-vaccinated immune system. Thank you very much. Listen, you can believe whatever you want to believe, as long as it's not hurting yourself or others, okay? But denying modern medicine? No. No, you can't do that. No. Since there were still 4 hours of the workday left and I didn't want to argue with him, I would just respond with, he didn't do crack or meth or any hard drugs that I know of that would alter his perception of reality. Even though he didn't trust hospitals or doctors, he really believed in the benefits of medical marijuana. If you're ever wondering what kind of person is making your sandwiches, yes, they did give this guy a license to touch your food. Whoa, dude. My sandwich tastes like colors. I learned something about myself that day, and that is, I'm obsessed with crazy people. Even though I didn't believe a word he said, I would still ask him questions just to get him talking. Wait, so you're telling me that everything in Naruto is real? Something about talking to him and hearing his perspective was fascinating. This human that I share a planet with exists. What is a crazy person? A crazy person is not someone who has a weird hobby or owns
All right. All right. I think this is getting a little crazy. We're getting into danger zone here.
a pet snake. A crazy person is someone who, despite having an astronomical amount of evidence pointing to one idea, believes in the latter.
Does not make somebody crazy, by the way. That is not in the DSM. It is not. I don't know where these people get the nerve to make videos like this. It makes me crazy.
I'm not a psychologist, and maybe I should have consulted one
Yeah,
before
no
making this
kidding.
video, but I think crazy people have an unhealthy amount of unchecked distrust and paranoia. I don't know where to even begin talking to crazy people. Their worldview is just so much different than mine.
Okay, right there. Their point of view is different from mine. He shouldn't be making a video like this.
A crazy person will think that someone who has no reason to is lying. NASA's lying about the moon landing. I don't trust NASA. Hospitals are lying about medicine. I don't trust doctors. The government's lying about, well, a lot of things. They're lizard people. Okay, that one might be true. Thankfully, I don't personally
And then the double back around and just wow.
know any crazy people. Well, okay, some of my friends are into astrology, but they still get vaccinated. So, you win some, you lose some. However, on the internet, there's an overwhelming abundance of crazy people. I'm guessing crazy people don't go outside because they think the government will target them with directed energy weapons or something. Yeah, only crazy people stay inside wasting hours of their life behind computer screens. One of my guilty pleasures is that while I'm working, I will listen to crazy people talk for hours. It's weirdly my version of ASMR. I've tried listening to podcasts and audiobooks or anything that's good for my brain, but there's something so fascinating about listening to a 50-year-old genuinely tell you about his alien abduction. And it only has 300 views? This man was contacted by aliens, people. Why isn't he on the cover of Time magazine? YouTube will teach you everything you need to know about aliens. Did you know that aliens traveled millions of light years to build pyramids, stomp on our corn, and abduct a couple of crackpots? There's videos of people who will tell you in full confidence about the gray and praying mantis aliens living among us. I mean, the videos barely have any views, but they exist. Most of the views are from me. Okay, all of them. I don't understand how people think the moon landing was fake. There is so much evidence proving that the moon isn't even real. Wake up, sheeple! I gotta be honest, I don't think flat earthers are real. I think they're all just a bunch of trolls trying to get people like me to hate humanity. I'm no rocket scientist, but I know that our understanding of space and gravity is so beyond what shape the earth is. I'm amazed how much free information is available to people, but they still choose not to believe it. So I'm sorry, I just can't accept that flat earthers are real. I mean, I have nothing to back up this idea, though. I guess it's just a crazy theory of mine. Wait, here's a lighthearted conspiracy for you. Some people think that the creators of the Sonic movie purposely made the design of Sonic bad in the first trailers as a marketing ploy.
All right, and it goes on. You got any thoughts here, Brian?
I used to say I didn't believe in any conspiracy theories. Now I kind of believe in some of them, but most of them, even the ones that are
Where are you at
like
with aliens, man? I mean, that's the big thing. Like, look, a lot of so-called conspiracies have gone mainstream. The alien agenda one is really one that's it's wild how mainstream it's got. Where are you at with that?
I see no evidence, but the main ones are Kennedy and 9/11, and I do not believe that they were inside jobs. I do, however, believe we made lots of tactical errors, and there were errors. There were errors that were made with the Kennedy assassination. There were people that made mistakes with regards to Lee Harvey Oswald, and there were a lot of mistakes uh, with regard to 9/11 and even the aftermath of 9/11 when we uh, went after Iraq. I don't know why. I don't know why our country went after Iraq and not Iran. I've always kind of asked that question, and I've never really. I don't. No one's ever really answered me why that was. Um, I guess I don't know if that's really a conspiracy, but just a thing that has always kind of been on my mind. Um, but I don't, I don't believe. Uh, I believe we did land on the moon, um, and yeah, I'll say it again. I believe Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone.
Well, you'd actually be in the minority right at this point with the people that don't believe in the moon landing. The people that do believe in the moon landings are in the minority. You still there?
On me. That certainly could have been a setup. I mean, maybe Trump will declassify all of that information and prove that it was. And if that's the case, then the evidence will be. If that is the case, then that will be then I'll believe otherwise. I mean, I just, for the most part, I don't believe in many conspiracy theories. There are conspiracy theories that I do believe in. I believe that the internet companies, there was a concerted effort to stifle speech it didn't like, and but that is kind of provable. I mean, they have some of the hidden video and some of the they accuse conservatives of having hidden speak, but I think leftists do that far more often because they believe that the conspiracies are on them. But really and truly, uh, if there is going to be hidden speak by conservatives, it's only going to be hidden speak because the left is so vindictive, and the left has hidden how vindictive they are. Now they're coming out and kind of proving that. So I do believe, I guess, in conspiracies. Right now, the biggest conspiracy is what social media is doing right now. I think there is um, a coordinated effort to purge views, particularly conservative views, that it doesn't like and it finds threatening. And a lot of these companies are right now, they're particularly Twitter is losing a lot of money, but I think with them it's more ideology than it is profit. I think they at this point, I think they do care now how much they've lost, but I think they didn't care that much until they lost a couple of $1 billion. And when they when they really start to lose financially, that's when they will be taught a lesson. But I think really they believe in the ideology and they don't necessarily care for things that people that it doesn't agree with. Yeah, so I don't know if if what I said was relevant or it made an impression. But is there
Not
anything
bad.
for you to add, Joey?
I can't say that there really is. Let's see. Wayne says Fox News is in the dumpster.
Yeah, well, Fox News started doing commentating. Like the thing is, I don't know. You know what's in the dumpster right now are all news programs are kind of in the dumpster.
In fact, Wayne, I think right now. Oh, you got to mute, Brian. Yeah. Yeah. When you have that speaker up. Anyways, I don't know. Less people are watching TV overall. I think it's a sinking ship, but they all swam over to the internet already. In my opinion, the internet's already laced with mainstream news coverage and media all over it. So we get what we get, and that's where we are at. Less people are watching television, but the older generations, like my age and up, I guess, um, we were heavily programmed, and I think kids now are less programmed by the television, but their big thing is gaming and of course the internet. So just a strange change, but the television itself, I mean, it's really only impacting the older generations. I think at this point, they need to wake up more than anyone. If all the seniors kind of woke up to just how much deception goes on in the media and weren't so thick-headed and all-knowing, and were able to open their brains and really digest the facts that media was never there to help you. It's always been, just I don't want to bash too hard on it, but you know where I'm going with this. Media, especially television news, has done a lot of bad things in my view, and right now is the time to clean it up. It could all just go away and come back a whole new thing. If people just, and I say this again, especially the seniors, um, the older generations out there really need to open their eyes. They all need to do an ego check, but you and I know something. We know that geriatric rage really does exist, and it should be a documented disorder in the DSM. It's not. And anyways, that's it. Geriatric rage. Do not get it.
Well, there's a lot of rage out there. There's a lot of chanting and things that people believe that are just not true. They believe. I mean, some of these people that believe these conspiracy theories, it can be kind of dangerous, and it can get a lot of mistrust out there, not just in our government, but in our fellow man. If it's attributed to races, like there's white supremacy and people benefiting from white supremacy and things like that. It's there to sow division, and it's also there to basically put people in their place because they believe, and conspiracy theorists believe in a more just world and that there is somebody out there that is evil that's making their life worse. And that's kind of a dangerous thought process. And you have to present proof. If you're going to say that somebody is guilty, you got to go through a process. And right now we're in a dangerous time because we have the internet that can bring people together and bring a large portion of people together who can see facts and examine it and, put things to rest. But right now we're not talking to one another.
And not getting indoctrinated by the other. The other important concern for me is people who do toe the line or maybe change directions in their thinking, which is all good, and I'm all for change, but a lot of times people don't know what they're stepping into. They're used to one way, and also the growing trend of articles that don't allow commentary on it. I mean, that's so vital, in my opinion, to be able to comment on what you're reading and start that dialogue and let the people decide, not the author. The author is, if an author is truly creating it for the good, the benefit of people, he would let the people talk about it. But what we see is a gradual decline in that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotten worse, Joe. It's
Gotten
gotten
way worse. Now I see articles, and it's almost like a surprise if you see comments. Like I look at every article I read. Is there a place to comment? I don't always comment, but I always look at the comments. And when I see a story now with a real healthy comment section, lots of people joining in, it's like almost an oddity now. You're right.
Is it because, this wasn't, you didn't have this kind of reach with Twitter and other things before, but when have people become so thin-skinned
I
that
don't know.
when they write an article, they can't take criticism? And this has been happening all the time. The only places on Facebook and, on other places, but that's being restricted. And look, people think, oh, it's gonna, the people are gonna go crazy. No, the restrictions on free speech on the internet happened happened in, like, it started happening, I think, 2015, when the first ad apocalypse came around. And, the truth is, here's the deal. There's a lot of truth out. Both sides don't, tell misconceptions and mistruths. For example, if you want to, I'm kind of conservative, but if you want me to be honest about, things, I remember when Trump and the Republicans were ragging on Biden about the 1994 crime bill. Well, that bill had bipartisan support and was supported by a lot of the black churches, and I think 40% of the black caucus supported that. So this thing is just, it's all over it's all over the place, this stuff. So, people have to come together, and they have to realize what is real, what is, and what is fiction, and what is, where's your proof? If there's a conspiracy theory, or if you have an idea that goes against the norm of things, it's really up to that person who's going against the norm to present the proof. And it has to be good proof. Otherwise they're not going to be believed. If a person doesn't present convincing evidence that, like, certain things are popular opinion, are popular beliefs, and they go against that, they better present really good proof. Anyway, Joe, I am getting really tired. Is there anything else that we can add before we end this show? Because I'm kind of tired, unless you want to continue it on your own and you have some more interesting things to say. But I'm getting ready for bed. I just wanted to do a quick show.
What do you like about? What do you think of the comment here that Democrats hate guns, and I think to some extent that's true, but not entirely. But you know,
On average, that's true. And by the way, I was in a Discord server, and I just wanted to say that this recent pandemic, that happened in China, there's evidence that they tried to cover up their incompetence, and that's what a lot of people, I think, do. I mean, if you go with the Kennedy assassination, there seemed to be a lot of incompetence about not looking at Lee Harvey Oswald before the fact. And I guess my view that Oswald acted alone is not very popular right now. A lot of people don't believe that. I'm one that does, but here it is. Anyway, Joe, is there anything to add before I go to bed? I don't know if you want to call it a day.
I think we're good.
All right, Joe. I think we're good too. So let's call it a day. Hey guys, like and subscribe, and also you might want to leave a comment down below if you thought we missed anything. And because social media isn't what it used to be. So yeah, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thank you.
Transparency. Listen.